Hello and namaste, my name is Nidhi Nagori and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm talking about a newly launched work permit in Netherlands. This is very new. It was just launched in June 2021, which is why not a lot of people know about it and obviously not a lot of people have applied for it. It doesn't have a lot of requirements or exceptions, so I want you guys to take full benefit of it. Today, I'm going to talk about all of that in details. I'm going to talk about what kind of a visa it is, how long is it valid for, who can apply for it, and how can you apply for it. If you are interested in moving to Netherlands or in the beautiful city of Amsterdam or any part of Netherlands for that matter, then this video is for you. Please make sure you stick around. I don't know if you've noticed or not, but I'm still wearing the sweater from the last video. That's because I shoot both my videos on the same day. It's already Sunday night. I'm trying to shoot my videos for the next week. I think by the time this video goes up, it'll be next week. So it'll probably be Saturday, Sunday of next week, which means I'll already be on my videos for the following week. Anyway, I just wanted to let you know that these videos take a lot of time, effort, research, and hard work. So I hope that you watch these videos in the end, and I genuinely hope that these videos help you. Now, before my phone battery dies, let's quickly jump into talking about Netherlands. Okay, so the new work visa that I'm here to talk about is called the Essential Startup Personnel Work Permit. This was a newly launched work permit. It was in fact just launched in June 2021 and it's a pilot. The government is trying it for the first time. Currently, it is valid till June 2025, so it has been given a time period of 4 years. After this, the government will reevaluate and see if this visa is still required or if it still needs the visa. Let's backtrack a little bit and talk about why this visa came into being in the first place. We all know that Amsterdam is a beautiful global tech city. A lot of companies have established their presence in Amsterdam. But with growing competition in the tech world, in Europe itself, when you have cities like Dublin, London, Berlin, France, all of these vying to be major tech cities, it's proving tough for cities like Amsterdam to attract the best tech ideas. You may be wondering, what is the problem in that? Why does Amsterdam need to attract best tech ideas? Well, because the best tech ideas also ensure that the most innovative ideas flow into similar cities. It has been seen that in the recent past, whichever cities have had the best tech startups have also had the best innovative startups overall. Which means that tech startups or having good tech startups directly means that you'll have the best innovative startups overall, whether they are tech or non-tech. 5 to 10 years ago, that city was SF in California, or something that we all call the Silicon Valley. But currently, SF has a lot of competitors. And a lot of cities across the world are trying to become more and more favorable towards any startup or any innovative idea that can change the world of tomorrow. So in order to phase out competition in the innovation space, Netherlands came out with a bunch of visas. Of course, there's the startup visas, but a lot of countries have that. What I love about Netherlands is they came out with startup work permits. So if you want to work for a startup, then you can simply apply to a startup and they can go ahead and sponsor your work permit. There is nothing that the company needs to do. There'll be no labor market assessment. So the startup is not required to go and prove to the government that they weren't able to hire somebody locally. If they just go and say, I want this foreigner to come in and work for me, that's it. The government will stamp the visa. This gives any startup the flexibility to hire whomsoever they want to hire for their startup. Now think of it, if I am a startup owner or if I'm somebody who has a new idea and I know I really like somebody in India who I think can execute this project. But if I want to move my idea to a country like Canada, only I can move because it is my idea. So I can take the startup visa and move to Canada. What about the amazing team that I have in India? How do I move them? For them, in most countries, I'll have to go through the regular work permit route. Not in Netherlands, because in Netherlands, I'll have the flexibility as a startup owner to hire whomsoever I want from whichever part of the world, and the government will not even say a word to me. So as a startup owner, for me, it would make more sense automatically to set up my startup in a place like Netherlands where I can easily hire whoever I want. If you're somebody who's not interested in entrepreneurship, you just want to do a simple job, then this is an amazing work permit. I'll give you all the benefits of this work permit, and also just so that you know, this is a new work permit that not a lot of people have applied for. In fact, not a lot of people know about it. It's only when you start your startup in Netherlands that the government gives you a package where you are told that, oh, this visa exists and you can hire whomsoever you want. Let's talk about what are the benefits. First, there are no caps. You know how H-1B has a cap of 65,000 to 85,000 per year? This particular work permit or visa has no cap whatsoever. The only requirement is that any startup can only hire 5 people on this visa, which is fine because when you have hundreds and thousands of startups, who cares about just 5 people each startup? It is estimated that currently Netherlands is home to over 200,000 startups. Even if I assume each startup can hire only 5 people, that means on this visa, 1 million people can potentially move to Netherlands. Isn't that crazy? I'm sure you're wondering, what experience do I need? Can a fresher apply for this visa? Unfortunately, no. For this kind of a visa, only an experienced person can apply. But there is a caveat to it. The government doesn't specify how much experience do you need. The only thing they say is that they need an experienced personnel. So if you are somebody who started working very early on in your life, or if you have internship experience, which you gathered way before your graduation or throughout your high school, or if you've done YouTube or anything like that, created videos online, basically anything that you've done, which I think a lot of us do these days, then all of that would still count towards your experience. The requirement is not that you need to have that experience after graduating. The requirement is simple. It needs to be an experienced personnel. So as long as you have some experience, you're eligible to apply for this visa. Obviously, your chances are better if you are an experienced personnel, because then you are free to apply to many startups, and all of these startups would consider your experience. If you're a fresher, many startups could be hesitant simply because you do not have adequate experience. But from the government side, you'll not have any issue. The other benefit of this visa is that it guarantees no exploitation. In order to get this visa, you need to have good salary. The salary requirements are also mentioned on the website, and you need to get stocks in the company. So you need to get shares in the company. I know that is very common. Anybody who works in a startup gets some kind of shares from the company itself. But this requirement exists in this particular visa. So if you are working for a startup and if you want to apply for this visa, what I like is that you will be paid appropriately. So you'll be paid according to the market, and you'll also get stocks of the company. So you are also invested in the company. The next thing that I like about this visa is that there are dedicated websites to hire these personnel. So if you want to get through this visa, all that you have to do is find a startup and apply to it. Which means obviously a company like Facebook cannot do that for you, but a lot of other startups which have come out in the recent past can. Two of my favorite places where I find the best list of startup in any country is AngelList and Overstack. As an investor, I love going through these two websites to see what kind of startups are coming up, what are the new ideas, what are the new innovative ideas floating around in the world, and where do I potentially want to invest my money. I suggest that you look at these websites, just use a filter for Netherlands and go from there. Also, what you can do is simply Google for startups in Netherlands or startups in Amsterdam. I found way more options for startups in Amsterdam because that is the main city, that is the startup hub of Netherlands. But you can again go ahead and do that search for the entire country. Who knows, you may find more interesting options in that case. I just found startups in Amsterdam to be a better Google search. Just put that in your search bar and see what kind of jobs you come across. Another benefit of this visa is that it's not restricted to a certain field. I know today a lot of people talk about how startups are hiring techies in general, how techies can basically get opportunities in any part of the world. While that is partly true, this visa is unbiased. So you could be from marketing, you could be from HR, you could be from finance, accounting, talent acquisition, tech, non-tech, operations, logistics, supply, distribution, sales, etc. As long as you want to work for a startup and as long as a startup is willing to hire you, you are eligible for this visa. I'm sure you're wondering, this sounds to be too good. What's the catch? Well, currently there is no catch. Of course, the only thing that I do not like about the visa is that it is valid for only 4 years. But keep in mind that the government is coming up with rules and regulations for people to transition from this visa to regular work permits. So from my understanding, there will be some pathway to transition onto that work permit. And you can also move to EU Blue Card, which gives you the flexibility of working anywhere in Europe. I think you can work in about 25 out of 27 countries. But all of these regulations are work in progress, which makes me a little iffy about it. If it were me, I would still go ahead and apply for it because I just have that kind of love for Amsterdam and I would any day go and live there. But I know many people do not want this risky life. They prefer stability. So if you're somebody who prefers stability, I would still say go ahead, give it a shot, because you never know, something great might come up and you might be able to transition onto the regular work permit without trying too hard. Give it a shot only for the experience. Also, if you're somebody who's interested in startups, or if you're somebody who wants to kind of work on their startup, have a great idea, have an innovative idea, then maybe you can consider the startup visa for this. This visa is only for people who are looking for jobs, employment. This is not for people who are looking to start their own business. The visa for that is different. But if you're somebody who wants to work in a startup to get the experience so that they can go ahead and create their own startup, then I think this is a great visa. You can look for jobs on this visa, get the experience that you need, learn the things that you want to learn, and then progress ahead and start your own company. Whatever you want to do, if you're looking at Amsterdam, this can be a great option. On that note, this video has also come to an end and I am officially done with my weekend duty. I've shot both my YouTube videos, so kudos to me. I'm so excited because now I just have to get this video uploaded, send it for edits, and I know my amazing editor Sadik is going to do a brilliant job at it. If you like this video, please don't forget to hit the like button down below and subscribe to the channel. Also, don't forget to smash the bell icon so that every time I post a video, you you are notified first. Let me know in the comments if this video was helpful for you. If you have any other questions about Netherlands or about any other country, let me know that in the comments below. Any kind of feedback that you may have, or any country or any company or any other thing that you may want me to cover, please let me know all of that in the comments. You guys know I only want to create content that can benefit you. So keep filling the comments with your thoughts, messages, ideas, whatever you want, questions, etc. I'm always reading your comments and I'm always applying them towards my future content. Alright then, I promise to see you in the next video, which for you will be very soon because it's going to be in a few days. So until I see you, please make sure you stay safe, keep smiling. Namaste.